Lies of P will be releasing in just a few months. In order to get you better prepared for the challenges the game has in store for you, I have put together what I consider to be crucial tips and advice. Let's begin. Lies of P is a Souls-like. Players familiar with that genre will find themselves at home with the control scheme immediately, locking onto enemies by clicking down the right thumbstick, using R1 for basic attacks, R2 for a stronger charged attack, blocking or deflecting with L1, dodging, healing, and other more advanced maneuvers being found on the face buttons. P responds quickly and efficiently to your inputs. So long as you make the right choices, both you and P should be able to make it out of most encounters unscathed. Well, relatively speaking. Like any good game in the Souls-like genre, there are no such things as wrong decisions. Make choices that appeal to your personal sense of fun. Do you want a more balanced character? One that's able to adapt to different circumstances? Who has enough strength, stamina, and health to get you out of most scenarios? Or perhaps you would like to pulverize anything in your way like a loose freight train. After all, while having lots of health will allow you to survive longer, dealing higher damage will end fights faster. All decisions are valid, and so long as you're having fun, you've made the correct choice. Personally, I recommend the Dexterity build. It has the most comfortable starting weapon for beginners, and also gives you a reasonable amount of stamina so that you can get out of tight situations. It won't be long until the game will throw you into your first fight. Here are a few things to keep in mind when encountering enemies in Krot. Always be the first to strike. Even standard enemies are capable of reducing P's HP to 0 in a few hits. However, they're also highly susceptible to stagger. While exploring the world with a degree of caution is useful when wanting to avoid any potential ambushes, make sure to approach fights themselves with a strike-first attitude. This level of aggression will often result in you being victorious before the fight has even started. For enemies that are slightly more advanced and physically imposing is where my advice changes. This is where we focus on Lies of P's guard and perfect guarding system. Despite what you were probably expecting when going into a Souls-like, Lies of P does not often reward in abundance a player who frequents in use of the dodge button. The iframes are small, the distance gained in a dodge is short, and you often run the risk of getting permanently damaged. The game puts more of an emphasis on guarding because that's the mechanic that should be your priority in any fight with stronger enemies. Holding the block button and waiting for the enemy to strike will result in a small but temporary loss of HP. When an enemy's attack finishes, immediately attacking them back will result in you being able to regain that lost health. This is called guard rallying. The next and most crucial mechanic is the game's perfect guard. Perfect guarding can be pulled off by timing your blocks right as an enemy attack lands. This will result in complete protection from damage, avoiding any loss of HP, as well as reducing an enemy's stance. Once an enemy's stance has been almost broken, their HP will be highlighted in white. Perform a charged R2 attack and it will break completely. This will immobilize the enemy and allow you to perform a devastating critical attack. Most bosses and large enemies attack in 3-hit combos, so learning to perfect guard these attacks will not only ensure P remains healthy, but it will also speed up the length of the fight itself in your favor. Make sure to keep an eye on the sharpness of your blade at the bottom right-hand side of the screen. Make sure to always sharpen your blade whenever you have a moment of rest. As P fights and guards successfully, you will notice a blue meter filling up. This will allow you to use stronger attacks, or, when used in combination with a guard, a more devastating deflection. Eventually, you will be equipped with a device that, when using L2, will allow P to pull common enemies towards him. This is useful when wanting to control crowds. It isn't long now until the game releases. This guide is brief because, while I do think these tips are helpful, I also don't want to overwhelm you into not playing the game in a way that's most comfortable with you. Thank you, and I hope you have fun.